Hi, welcome to Crunch Your Health. Today we're going to look at are brownies healthy. Brownies happen to be one of my family's favorite desserts, and somehow, and I even think it takes over cakes, pies, ice cream, cookies, and stuff. You make a box of brownies, they're usually gone by the end of the day. But when you look at the brownies, you look at the nutritional facts and then the ingredients. The first ingredient is sugar, followed by enriched white flour. Followed down the list by partially hydrogenated oils, which makes three of the worst ingredients that you want to really eat. My wife a few years ago got me this book, and it's pretty cool. It says, "Now eat this." And you know what? Taking brownies, he's taken the fat from 70 grams down to 1.6 grams, the calories from 1,500 calories down to 53, which is pretty good. He's going and he's using the basis of his brownies is he's using a can of black beans. And some of the other stuff is like unsweetened cocoa powder. He's not getting into your raw cocoa powder. He's using like Hershey's, a tablespoon of espresso powder, your egg substitute, and 24 packs of granulated or granulate Splenda, and there's some unsalted butter and so forth, reduced fat. And he's taken I guess he's taken a lot of the fat and stuff out, but is it really healthy? It's a lot healthier than what the hot brown or the hot fudge brownies were. So I'm looking through the internet. I was trying to find, are brownies healthy? And you see a lot of so-called recipes out there that say they're healthy and stuff, but they always have an ingredient or two that's really not healthy. So what I do is I anything that I see in rich white flour or sugar or even butter, I kind of discount that. I don't consider it healthy. So it's easy to say, okay, we're going to skip that one. The other day on Dr. Oz, I saw he had some butt-busting brownies, which seemed pretty good. I haven't tried them. The only thing is he has a half a cup of low-fat milk. I don't know how healthy that is, but there's other healthier options. Maybe you want to use coconut milk, maybe almond milk, or some soy milk that you've made. So I'll list these here. I'll put the recipes on there, because sometimes making the transition from a box brownie to more of a raw vegetarian, and not that I'm vegetarian, but this here is a raw brownie, and these are pretty cool, and I'm going to make them because when I first looked at this, I said, who's got the time to make these brownies? You just go ahead and take the regular box, you put your milk, you put your water, excuse me, and your vegetable oil, a couple eggs, you throw it in the oven. 35-40 minutes later you have brownies, but it's a disaster what you have. So what we have here, and the cake is made out, it's pretty simple. It's made out of a cup of walnuts. You can also use your pecans for it. Then you add a cup of dates in there, medjool dates. These here have been sort of vacuum sealed. They're not the greatest, but we're going to try them. Then you put 4 tablespoons of raw cocoa powder. So you got all raw ingredients for your cake. This is not going to go into your oven. And then you can put a frosting, which is 2 tablespoons of raw coconut butter, which is this. Or what I always like to do is figure, well, hey, you know what? If I want to use some raw nut butters, this here, it's a natural peanut butter oil, peanut butter, nut butter, and the ingredient's just peanut butter, but it has been processed in a way that it is a, what the heck is it? Okay, nothing like messing up in the middle of the blog, but it's been heated, roasted, oven roasted, what have you. So it may not be the healthiest option, but it's better than these other ones. But still, this is probably the best way to go. But sometimes I like to use like maybe raw almond butter, and there's quite a few different types out there. And the sugar sweetener that we're going to use is your pure 100% raw honey. And again, we're going to use the cocoa powder here. So with that said, what we're going to do is just take and you can mix them. I usually try to use a little bit of pecans with get like a mixture here. a mix. So we're going to just take this. It always helps to have dogs in the house, so when you drop the stuff on the floor, you got some way of cleaning it up. Okay, so we got 1 cup. We're going to put them in here. We're going to just put it. Okay, what we're doing is we're just trying to process this stuff down, but we're going to process this down to where it's a cake like, it's going to be a cake, a brownie cake. But then we're going to take 1 cup of medjool dates, and this here probably isn't the best choice. Like I said, this came in a vacuum sealed package. It's a cheaper version. That's enough, dogs. You read my blog again. Get out. Okay, what we're going to do is take our medjool dates and put them in there. And again, once we have everything mixed, we can go ahead and put our pot. This stuff here, this really will show if you're real chocolate. This stuff is pretty strong. We're just going to go with 4 tablespoons. Pretty easy to remember. Remember, even though these are raw brownies, everything's raw, everything's nutritious. It is very high in stuff with fat, good fat. You don't want to sit down there and eat the whole thing at once. This is pretty cool. You know, if you look in there, it looks exactly like brownies. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that into a small 8x8 dish, 6x6. We're going to push it around very evenly. And then we're going to just pack it down a little bit. Very simple, very easy, very fast. And the thing that I like about this, it's a small pan, so it forces you where you're not going to eat that 9x13 pan. It's a little bit more of a less of a serving. You still want to treat it as a dessert. You don't want to go ahead and eat the whole thing like just because it seems like it is healthy. Just because it's healthy, it is very high in stuff. So now we're going to go to the frosting part. It's just 2 tablespoons of raw coconut butter. I'm not going to use that today. I'm just going to go ahead and use some raw nut butter and have a sort of a peanut butter taste to it. So we got 2 tablespoons here. Now for our honey, we're going to just take 1 tablespoon. I should have brought a spatula with me. So we got just 1 of those, half a tablespoon of raw cocoa powder. I'm just going to guess on this. when you're a cook, you don't need instruments to measure, you just know. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up. Don't go nowhere. I should have had a spatula with me. And one other thing you can do all kinds of other stuff with this. I have hemp seed here. This is nutritional hemp seed. It's not the stuff that makes it a funny brownie. You can put stuff like flax seed. I mean, there's a variety of stuff. This one here also recommends where you can use like your berries. You can put strawberries, elderberry, or raspberries, stuff like that. So now what we got is our healthy frosting. I'm just gonna we're just going to take this, mix it up a little bit, just a little bit of a frosting just to drizzle over the top of our brownies. So with that, I'll show you what we're going to do. We're just going to swirl it around. It's not a big thing where you want a lot. And you get the idea. You don't need to completely frost it. So with making your brownies, you're trying to make it where you're taking the bad ingredients out. You want to try to get rid of the enriched white flours. You want to try to get rid of all your sugars, your sugar substitutes. Our sugar here was the medjool dates. Our cake-like stuff was the medjool dates with the healthy shelled walnuts, pecans, what have you. We use nothing but the best. We use raw cocoa powder. We used a real good healthy frosting, which was, you can use coconut butter or your nut butters. You can go ahead and use your raw honey, or even another thing, they have your raw natural maple syrup. That's another good alternative. And of course you're using your raw cocoa powder for the frosting. So I hope you enjoyed this. There is a way to have your raw healthy brownies. So are they healthy? You have to make them healthy. And when you go on the internet looking for certain different types of your not coupons, but your different recipes and stuff, you have to start to really look at the recipes that are inside. And you want to try to, if you want to go with one, you want to make sure you can substitute out certain things that you feel that aren't healthy, that other people haven't gotten with it yet. But so that's all for now. We'll talk to you later. Make yourself some raw brownies. Like I said, this probably took about 2 minutes at the most. So the time that it takes you to take a box brownie, put it in there, mix it up, put it in there, you could have had the same thing. So after you get done making this, of course, you want to put it in the refrigerator and get it cold. So take care. We'll talk to you later.